On October 26, 1967, to be exactly, it was 6 months before the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., he was talking to the group of students at one of the junior high school in Philadelphia, the Barrack Junior High School. And he made one among the most memorable speeches. It's a different speech. It's not a speech about I have a dream speech. This speech is famously known as the blueprint. If you go to the Google search and you write, what is your life's blueprint, or what is your blueprint in life, you'll find that speech. So, Martin Luther King was talking to the students and asked the question, what is your life blueprint? You know, when you are doing construction, you want to build a wonderful home, you have to go to the architecture and create a blueprint. So we are talking about the blueprint, but for me, I'll go further and talking about 3D and how blueprint and 3D will merge together to help you succeed. Or in another way, how do I succeed? By using my blueprint and my 3D in order to succeed. So, welcome everyone to the EBM Scholars Show. Today we are here to talk about different ways and techniques you can use to be able to succeed. So, let me start with the speech itself. So, as I said, I don't know whether should I quote some of the things Martin Luther King was talking about, but I can read some of the few, and he was saying, whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint, and that blueprint serves as a pattern, as the guide, and the building is not well erected without a solid blueprint. So you need a blueprint to have a layout. And he said, I want to suggest a few things. Those few things should begin in your life blueprint. So, but few things he mentioned about, but this is not part of my presentation today. He was talking about you need to have a belief. He said a couple of things. Number one, in the blueprint, you need to have deep belief in yourself and your own dignity, things of that nature. Then he went to talk about number two of the blueprint is about the basic principle for determination in order to achieve the excellence in your field, endeavor, whatever, things of that nature. You need to have... So he had so many things he was talking about the life blueprint, your own principles. Those principles are non-negotiable. They're the one which defining you. They are your DNA to guide you. But today, my presentation is, my discussion today is, how can we have a blueprint on anything we do? We are building a house. This is the blueprint. With the blueprint, we can be able to determine how many bricks we need to make sure that we finish the blueprint. How many bricks do we need to be able to finish the house? How many iron sheets do we need? How many nails do we need to put there? How many pieces of wood, of what measurements do we need? How many tiles do we need? How big the carpet do we need? It can be able to determine the cost. It can be able to determine every single thing is determined by blueprint. Is the guide, as Martin Luther King said. It is confusing sometimes. It's not pretty how it looks. Try yourself. Get the blueprint of your house, if you have the house. When the architect is going to draw the blueprint, it will be having so much lines unnecessarily. They don't make sense sometimes to the normal people. If you are not architect, it's very difficult to get it. But the question is, do you enjoy to look at the blueprint? How many people, they are so excited, oh, let me look at this blueprint, and happy all the time to see the blueprint. When you want to achieve anything, we are talking about building a house, but let's take house as something else. Just a hypothetical example. You want to get bachelor degree. You want to have a master's degree. You want to have PhD. What is the blueprint? There is application process. For instance, you want a scholarship to go to do PhD maybe in Norway, or you want to do PhD in US. what is the blueprint? What is the layout to go there? Is to do taking the GMAT or GRE exam. You have to take the TOEFL exam or IELTS exam. You have to find the application fee. You have to apply 50, 20, 30 universities. You have to get recommendation letters. You have to sit down, write down, find editing about your statement of purpose. Those are the blueprint. Those are the layout. You have to study hard. You have to wake up midnight. You have to go to the library. You have to do a lot of things. So what is the blueprint? What is the guide of certain things you want to do in your life in order to succeed? You want to become a soccer player. What is the blueprint? What is the diet you need to have? How many hours do you need to sleep? How many hours do you need to be in the gym? How many hours do you need to use for free kick or taking penalty? All those things are the blueprint of something. So, okay, so if those are the blueprint, but how many people by having that blueprint, they're excited about it? So for me, I have a trick. I have a way on how I can be able to develop myself. How I am able not just to have a blueprint, but also to use a 3D. So for me, this one, usually I say you have to merge between a blueprint and a 3D. As I said, many of us, and especially for our generation, is a very difficult just to look on just a blueprint and be excited and stick on the blueprint, because we are not people who study architecture. We are not architects. We are not expert into reading the blueprint and stay on course. We have unnecessary challenges. We have a lot of problem on staying on your attention, keeping focused. We have so many external factors which are affecting us, whatever. But at what point can we be able to go back and be excited with our blueprint? That is the point. We need to have a 3D. Something to help us to complement on that kind of the guide from the 3D. So that's why when you go to draw a blueprint, you go to the architecture guy, whatever architect is going to give you the blueprint, is also going to give you the 3D. So it's giving you, this is the blueprint of your house, and this is the 3D. That means this is the house will look like at the end. When you finish building the house, your house will look like this way. So for me, as a person who gives the money, who provides the money, I want to build the house. What will keep me working so hard, maybe doing business and saving more money in order to get that house, is the blueprint. I will not, yes, I will have the blueprint, but for someone who doesn't know much about the blueprint, will just use a 3D as a way on how to keep focused, on how you can keep going. So that is one of the way on how you can merge the two. So let me give you another example. Someone wants to become a lawyer. We know how many years you want to become a lawyer, to go to school, or you want to become a doctor. You from primary school or grade school to university, then you finish, you have to specialize. So you are going like medical school 5, 7, 8 years. So it's so many years of schooling. But all those years of consistency of being determined, following the guide, going to the lab, doing surgeries, all other things before doing the internship, whatever, all other things before you become a doctor. Those are the blueprints, which many people, in the middle of it, they can lose focus. But some of the kids, in order to motivate someone with their dreams, you have also to show, okay, after becoming a doctor, this is how you look like. You'll be in this kind of white dress, white whatever, you wear this kind of gloves. You see Ben Carson in the movie Gifted Hands. You see how much money you'll be making if you are looking for money, or how much joy you're going to bring when someone is getting highly injured and you fix the person is happy, saying thank you, save someone's life. Those are the things maybe will be part of the 3D to keep yourself going. someone for the lawyer, they might end up looking to see someone in the suit, someone in those beautiful clothing attires for lawyers, see those big kind of books. We see people arguing in the law, court of law. So there are so many ways, other things they can be to attract someone so that they can keep doing a lot into law school. But those ones, they complement what we call the blueprint of how many years of schooling, how much you need to be determined. Things of that nature will be able to help you to be able to guide. So, for me, I can give you another example. I want to write a book about maybe about YouTube, a book about something. But in order to write a book, obviously we know it takes a lot of time. How many hours do you need to sit down? Sometimes you need to have a good mood to be able to write. Sometimes you need to go to research about that. So there are so many things about the blueprint about in order to accomplish a certain book. Maybe just 100 pages book, 200 pages book. So in order for myself to keep excited, to keep focused, what I do, I'm going to write a book. For instance, my next book, I already said I'm writing the book about the PhD scholarships for Africans. It is already published. So what I do, I say I'm going to write a book about YouTube, my YouTube blueprint. And then there is What It Takes to Win Green Card Lottery. It's a book about Green Card Lottery. So what I do is, to keep myself motivated, I create a blueprint. I have my blueprint, like, I'll be writing I have maybe 3 months or 120 days to be able to write one book. So all this book, I'll be writing this, and this, and this. I have to research. I need to find a book in the library. For instance, about YouTube, I'm reading some of the books. If I'm writing about blogging, I have books about blogging. There are certain books I have to read. I was writing about scholarships, even if I know certain things, but I have to read certain kind of books to see others, what have been able to write. Sometimes I have to look like how design, things of that. So there are certain things about the blueprint about it. Then what I do is I have to create a book cover in a 3D format so that I can keep myself motivated. At the end of the tunnel, my book will look like this way. This will be the book cover. This the book will look like. Oh, my book will be my blueprint on YouTube. So I'm writing about YouTube. This is how you open the channel. This is how you keep on your table. This is how you do whatever. But I need to have a printed something or created a book cover in a 3D so that I can see how my book will be like. This will be the book, how it will look like at the end when I finish. This will be my book. You can see, I can try to, let's say, maybe move the camera this way, and you can be able to see. I can just, I don't know if I can zoom. You can be able to see. These are some of my book covers. You see? So I create a book cover in 3D format, and I put maybe here on my computer so that I can keep motivated myself to keep focused. So whatever I'm typing in my book, man, I'm waiting for my book. It will look like this way, because at that time I don't have the book like this one. I don't have I cannot touch the book. But I know the book will be like this one, maybe the size wise. But I have to see like a cover, this is my book. So I create a 3D. I create a mental picture. I create an image which will make me keep excited. The image which will make me continue writing. So that is the focus I put. So whatever you do, you need to have your own blueprint. There is overall blueprint in your life. Like Martin Luther King is talking about. You need to have the principles which will never change. For instance, like what is the principle of Martin Luther King? Number one in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness, whatever. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. So that is the principle. That is overall principle. Then there is a basic principle of the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields and endeavors. If it falls to your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep the street like Michelangelo painted a picture, sweep the street like whatever the person composing music. So it's just do the best in your area. But for me, I'm talking blueprint, not overall principles of life. I'm talking of individual item you want to achieve. Excellence, you want to become a doctor. You want to become a soccer player. Create a mental picture. Create a blueprint like, okay, this is what you need to do to succeed, to become the best soccer player like Cristiano Ronaldo, like Messi, like whatever. But in the end, what is the mental picture you have? A 3D is a motivating factor. You see, man, I'm going to be the best player of the year in England. I'm going to be Ballon d'Or winner. That trophy is what is going to give you motivation. To win the World Cup, to win the European Champions League, to win La Liga, to win Serie A, those are the motivating factor to see yourself. Like, for instance, if you see Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive on the planet Earth, Bolt, when he's going to prepare for the Olympic, the blueprint he's just doing a lot of running, a lot of whatever. He has to sleep he has a certain number of hours. He has to have a certain kind of massage. He needs to have a certain kind of diet. He needs to sleep a certain number of hours. So there are so many things into determination, into kind of the way of professionalism of Bolt in order to prepare for winning or participating in the Olympic. But what makes him in the end to win or keep going? So he's creating a mental picture, he's creating a 3D. What Usain Bolt at the end, when he's going to win, is going to do the signature move, like that's what he's doing. That one is going to bat the gold medal. He's going to do like what he's going to do at the end. Just like how Cristiano Ronaldo, you know for sure, is working hours and hours of free kick, of taking penalties, is being in the gym. But there is a signature move when he's going to win, he's going to look like, just jump like he's doing whatever. There is a way of celebrating. Ricardo Kaká, he had a certain way, like what he's going to do this way. So you need to have certain way. What will be your imagination at the end of the tunnel when you are going to accomplish it? That moment, that 3D is going to complement the hard work, is going to complement those patterns, those things which don't make sense on the process. It's going to complement the hours you are going to study. It's just when you wait, so I want to wear that kind of suit and to become a judge, to become like a lawyer. Those kind of the images you have in your own mental picture, those are the 3D. Those are the things are going to complement you like that way. Just like you want to lose weight. The blueprint of losing weight is just to eat well. Certain kind of food you have to completely, don't drink soda, don't eat this kind of food. It's not pretty, it's very, very difficult. You have to wake up this amount of hours, you have to sleep these hours, you have to go to the gym, you have to avoid eating cookies, you have to avoid eating cake, you have to have this kind of discipline. It's very confusing. But a 3D is when you see yourself, oh, I used to wear this kind of trouser, big of this size, now I can wear this the trouser this way. You can see yourself in a nice suit, like whatever body you want to be. So those kind of images in your head are the 3Ds which are going to complement, make you keep moving to achieve the greater things. So no matter what you are doing, yes, have a plan. Do everything, but have the mental picture, have a 3D, something to keep you moving to be able to succeed. So my question to you is, what is your blueprint in what you do as one item, and what is your 3D to make sure that you are going to accomplish what you are doing on that particular item? Share with me. Share in the comment. What are your techniques to break down 3D and blueprint, and how are you going to complement one another in order to succeed? Thank everyone who has been here. I would like to hear your opinion on this concept, which I usually use for me to be able to succeed on most of the things I'm doing. I'm very much thankful for you and your support to continue to support the EBM Scholars Show. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and be part of the EBM Scholars family. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye, everyone.